Hi everybody. Today I'm going to walk you through the most important immigration updates happening in the US as of July 2025. Are you having trouble keeping up with the latest immigration updates? Hi, my name is Kulen. I'm an immigration attorney with over 20 years of experience. I'm here to help people like you. From student visa changes to travel bans, from immersive visa programs to visa interview rules, from birthright citizenship to new immigration spending bill, there's a lot to cover. Let's get started. Let's first talk about the birthright citizenship and the recent US Supreme Court decision. On June 27, the US Supreme Court made an important ruling that affects birthright citizenship in the United States. The court decided that federal judges can no longer block immigration policies nationwide unless it is part of a certified class action lawsuit. Because of this, President Trump's executive order, which denies automatic U.S. citizenship to babies born on or after February 19, 2025, if their parents are undocumented or only on temporary visas, is not only blocked in 22 states. These states include Washington, D.C., California, and New York, where legal challenges were successfully filed against the executive order. In the remaining 28 states, for now, there's a 30-day pause in enforcement while more lawsuits can be filed and they are reviewed. This includes a new nationwide class action case that aims to protect all affected families. This situation has created legal confusion and concern, especially as the order challenges the Constitution's promise of equal rights for all children born on U.S. soil. We're closely following the developments, and if you or someone you know may be affected, we recommend speaking with an immigration attorney as soon as possible. As for the new developments, we will follow them and we will share them with you in our social media accounts and our YouTube channel. Let's talk a little bit about the student visas. Student visa interviews resume, but social media accounts are not required. Back on May 27, all F, N, and J student visa appointments were temporarily suspended by order of Marco Rubio. Thankfully, as of June 18, appointments have resumed, but with strict new rules. Now, all student visa applicants are required to make their social media profiles public. U.S. consular offices may review applicants' social media history before the interview. In some cases, all posts, comments, tagged content, or the accounts you follow may influence the outcome of your application. If you ever posted political content, controversial opinions, or anything that might be misinterpreted, we highly recommend speaking with a professional before attending your visa interview. These issues could result in a visa denial or complications in future applications. It doesn't feel right even to say that you need to control your social media accounts while applying for a US visa, but it is what it is right now. You need to be very careful because if you don't make your accounts available, open to public, your visa application may be held for an extended period of time. So make sure you have your accounts open before you go to the interview and make sure you have reviewed your social media accounts carefully. Now let's talk about Trump's new travel bans and visa restrictions. As of June 9th, a new US travel ban has gone into effect, impacting 19 countries. Citizens from 12 countries, Afghanistan, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Myanmar, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen are now fully banned from entering the US under almost all visa types unless they qualify for specific exemptions. Meanwhile, citizens from 7 other countries, including Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela, can only apply for work visas. Tourist, student, and similar temporary visas are no longer allowed for them. The ban does not apply to green card holders, current visa holders, diplomats, dual nationals traveling with a passport from a non-banned country, close family members of U.S. citizens, adoptees, and those with certain humanitarian or special immigrant visas. This change may affect over 200,000 people each year. If you're from one of these countries or have ties to someone who is, and you're planning to travel or apply for a visa, please speak with an immigration attorney to make sure you understand your rights and options and whether you are banned from entering the US. Another very recent development is the Senate passing a $150 billion immigration bill, which focuses on enforcement. This is the big news in immigration that happened very recently. The US Senate passed a 1,000-page immigration spending bill with a 51 to 50 vote, approved only with the Vice President's tie-breaking vote. The bill allocates $150 billion toward immigration enforcement efforts, including funding for border walls, detention centers, and increased fees on legal immigration processes. So this will affect everybody. So the key budget items include $47 billion for border wall construction, $45 billion for detention facilities, including family detention, new application fees for asylum, TPS, and green cards. The bill has raised concerns among immigration professionals for prioritizing enforcement measures over legal pathways and humanitarian protections. Also, the possible fee creation or fee increases for the new applications sound alarming. Let's talk about the recent developments in visa interview scheduling. You need to double-check your DS-160 number if you're applying for a non-immigrant visa at the consulate, because a new policy has been implemented regarding the DS-160 visa application form. The DS-160 confirmation number on your appointment letter must match the number on your actual form exactly. If they do not match, you will be denied entry for your interview and will need to reschedule your interview. So this is serious. Also, you need to make sure to upload your form, DS-160 form, to the system at least 2 business days before your interview. Submitting the DS-160 late may result in technical errors or serious delays. I want to give you an important tip. You can only update your DS-160 number once, so you can only change that number once, and doing so does not require canceling your appointment. If you paid your visa fee more than 365 days ago, it is now considered expired and you must pay the visa fee again. Let's change the subject and talk a little bit about the much-awaited Trump Gold Card Investor Visa. President Trump recently announced a brand new investor visa called the Trump Card or the Gold Card and unveiled it on his Truth Social account. While details are still emerging, the program will reportedly require a minimum investment of $5 million. I have talked about this Gold Card before, but the new development is that interested applicants can now join the waitlist by filling out the form at trumpcard.gov. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick also promoted the program via social media. This visa is expected to offer a special residency path for high net worth investors. We are closely monitoring updates and will share more details as they become available. As of now, there is no application forms, there is no information as to how one can apply for this category, and also there is no information as to where the green card numbers will be allocated to this category. Let's talk about educational institutions' struggle with Trump administration. There is federal pressure on Harvard University. The Trump administration has taken direct action against Harvard University's international student programs. The administration attempted to revoke Harvard's Student and Exchange Visitor Program certification, which is currently on hold due to a federal court ruling. So basically, Harvard cannot issue I-20s and cannot accept students with F1 right now. In addition, more than $3 billion in federal research funding has been frozen, and approximately $100 million worth in federal contracts have been canceled. The U.S. Department of Education has also recommended redirecting future funding toward vocational schools instead of elite universities. These actions raise major concerns about the future of higher education in the U.S., especially for international students. In my recent consultations with academicians and members of higher educational institutions, this fear created by the Trump administration will affect academic personnel. These academicians, these researchers are working on important scientific developments, but they are now worried whether they will have funding from the US government or whether their visas will be canceled because of the budget cuts or because they have expressed themselves in their social media accounts. It's really a terrible episode in the US history. I'm hoping that Trump administrations fight with the US educational institutions and soon, and he realizes that these educational institutions and these academicians matter a lot to the United States. Let's talk about the ICE arrests. The ICE arrests increased, and you need to be careful before attending USCIS interviews or court hearings. We have seen a recent increase in ICE arrests at immigration court hearings and USCIS interviews. This is especially dangerous for individuals with prior removal orders or criminal records. If you have an upcoming immigration appointment and may be at risk, we strongly advise consulting an experienced immigration attorney before attending. Taking precautions can protect you from potential detention. In my recent appearance at the Newark Immigration Court, I realized that there were ICE agents walking around with a list in their hands looking for immigrants to arrest, unassuming that those immigrants had removal orders on their behalf and they were challenging those removal orders. The fact that these immigrants are still in proceedings and challenging their orders within the court with an attorney in front of a judge and ICE agents still arresting them actually made me very uncomfortable. But immigrants who are in similar situations must be very careful. Let's talk about the Real ID. The Real ID is now mandatory. As of May 7, 2025, the Real ID Act is in full effect for all domestic air travel in the US and in all federal buildings. Passengers must now present either a Real ID compliant driver's license or state ID. You need to look for the star symbol in your ID card. If you don't have these, but you have a valid passport, that also works. Some USCIS offices have also started requiring Real ID compliant identification for in-person interviews. But if you have your passport, it is okay. If you show up without acceptable ID, you may be turned away. Before traveling or attending any immigration appointment, double-check your identification is up to date. With this immigration update segment, I try to give you the latest news on immigration. I know there's a lot going on, but if you follow up our channel and our social media accounts, we will continue updating you on latest immigration developments. So please subscribe to our channel and like the video so other people can see this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section and I will try to respond to them as much as I can. See you in the next video. Take care.